Bai Qi is a famous general of the Qin state during the Warring States period in China. His life is full of legendary colors. Here are his main stories, showing his mettle initially. The Battle of Changping. In 294 BC, the 13th year of King Zhaoxiang of Qin, Bai Qi served as the left commoner chief and led the Qin army to capture Changping, southwest of Yichuan, Hunan province today. This was his earliest military action recorded in history, and gradually he began to be valued by the rulers of the Qin state. The great victory at Yik. The following year, King Huili of Han appointed Sun Tzu as the general and jointly counterattacked the Qin state with the troops of the Eastern Zhou dynasty and Wei. Bai Qi, who had been promoted to the left greater noble, served as the commander-in-chief of the Qin army upon the recommendation of Wei Ran, the prime minister. After Bai Qi defeated the army of the Eastern Zhou dynasty first, he fought a great battle with the allied forces of Han and Wei at Yik, near Longmen, Luoyang, Hunan province today. He took advantage of the weakness that the troops of Han and Wei were each having their own ulterior motives and were unwilling to fight against the Qin army first. He set up a feigned army to confront the Han army, and then suddenly attacked the Wei army with his elite troops when the Wei army was unprepared. Subsequently, the Han army collapsed without a fight. In this battle, 240,000 enemy troops were beheaded, Sun Tzu was captured, and 5 cities were occupied. After the battle, Bai Qi was promoted to the National Guard due to his merit. This battle made him famous and became an important general of the Qin state, conquering the state of Chu in the south, capturing Longguang city. In 280 BC, the 27th year of King Zhaoxiang of Qin, Bai Qi was ordered to attack the state of Zhao and captured Longguang city, west of Gaoping, Shaanxi province today, beheading more than 20,000 enemy troops. The Battle of Yan and Ying. Subsequently, the Qin state turned its attention to the state of Chu in the south. In 279 BC, the 28th year of King Zhaoxiang of Qin, Bai Qi led the army to attack Chu. In the secondary capital of Chu, Yan City, southeast of Yicheng, Hubei province today, he diverted the water of the Changtzu Canal, Bai Qi Canal, into the city, and hundreds of thousands of soldiers and civilians of Chu were drowned. Later, he captured the capital of Chu, Ying City, Jinan District, Jingzhou, Hubei province today, and advanced eastward all the way to Jingling, northwest of Yichang County, Hubei province today, and southward to the edge of Dongting Lake. The king of Chu was forced to flee and moved his capital to Chan, Huaiyang County, Hunan province today. After this battle, Qin established the Nanjun prefecture in the land of Ying, and Bai Qi was enfeoffed as the Marquis of Wuhan, defeating the 3 Jin states again. The Battle of Huaiyang. In 273 BC, the 34th year of King Zhaoxiang of Qin, Zhao and Wei jointly attacked Han. Wei Ran and Bai Qi led the army to rescue Han. In just 8 days, they rushed to Huaiyang City, south of Zhengzhou, Hunan province today, and defeated the allied forces of Zhao and Wei. They beheaded 130,000 enemy troops, pursued and defeated the Wei general Mang Mao who was fleeing, and captured 3 Wei generals. After that, Bai Qi defeated the Zhao general Jia Yan again and drowned 20,000 soldiers of Zhao. After the battle, Wei offered its Nanyang land to Qin and sued for peace. The Battle of Changping. In 264 BC, the 43rd year of King Zhaoxiang of Qin, Bai Qi was ordered to attack Xing, northeast of Tsuwa, Shaanxi province today, in the state of Han, and occupied and captured 5 cities including Xing, beheading 50,000 enemy troops. In the following 2 years, Bai Qi successively captured Nanyang and Yi, Qinshui, Shaanxi province today, in the state of Han, cutting off the connection between Shandong prefecture and the mainland of the state of Han. The Battle of Changping. Initial stalemate. In 260 BC, the 47th year of King Zhaoxiang of Qin, the Qin state sent Wang He, the left commoner chief, to attack Shandong. The people of Shandong fled to Changping in large numbers. In April of the same year, Wang He attacked Changping. Zhao appointed Lian Pe as the general and stationed a large number of troops. Lian Pe adhered to a defensive strategy and did not fight. The battle situation fell into a stalemate. The Qin state used diplomatic strategies. On the one hand, It warmly received the envoys of Zhao who came to sue for peace to show that Qin and Zhao had reconciled and prevent other states from coming to rescue Zhao. On the other hand, it secretly ceded Yuanyong, west of Yuanyang, Hunan province today, to Wei and persuaded it not to rescue Zhao. At the same time, it also used a Li Jianji and made King Xiaocheng of Zhao replace Lian Pe with Zhao Kuo, the son of Zhao Shi, the lord of Mafu. Bai Qi's strategy. Later, King Zhaoxiang of Qin appointed Bai Qi as the supreme general and secretly went to Changping to command the attack on Zhao. He made Wang He his deputy general and strictly ordered the army to keep the secret. After Zhao Kuo took office, he immediately ordered the Zhao army to take the initiative to attack. Bai Qi first ordered a Qin army to feign defeat and lure the Zhao army to pursue until they reached the prearranged fortifications. Then, with the main force, he tenaciously defended and blocked the Zhao army in front of the strong fortifications. At this time, 25,000 Qin troops who had been ambushed on both sides of the fortifications in advance interspersed to the rear of the Zhao army and surrounded the Zhao army. Another 5,000 cavalry broke into the Zhao army, massacring the surrendered soldiers. The Zhao army was surrounded and the supply route was cut off. By September, the Zhao army had been out of food for 46 days and had begun to kill and eat each other internally. Zhao Kuo led the elite troops to break through personally, but was shot dead by the Qin army. More than 400,000 Zhao troops had to surrender to Bai Qi. Bai Qi thought that the people of Zhao were unwilling to submit to Qin, and the number of surrendered soldiers was large. Once they rebelled, it would be difficult to control. So he buried all the more than 400,000 surrendered soldiers alive and only released 240 of the youngest. After this battle, the elite troops of Zhao were lost, and the Qin state was awed by the world. However, Bai Qi's act of massacring surrendered soldiers has also been criticized by later generations. The discord between generals and ministers and his death at Du Post Station. Contradiction between generals and ministers. After the Battle of Changping, Bai Qi intended to take advantage of the situation to destroy the state of Zhao in one fell swoop. However, Fan Zhu, the prime minister of Qin, was jealous of Bai Qi's high achievements. Under the persuasion of Su Dai, a debater of Zhao, he was worried that after Bai Qi made the merit of destroying Zhao again, his status would surpass his own. So he advised King Zhaoxiang of Qin to allow Han and Zhao to cede land and sue for peace and let the soldiers rest. King Zhaoxiang of Qin agreed to Fan Zhu's suggestion. After Bai Qi learned of this, he had a conflict with Fan Zhu, refusing to go to battle. After the Qin army withdrew from Zhao, King Xiaoqing of Zhao broke the treaty and made good relations and alliances with the state of Qi and the state of Chu to jointly resist Qin. In September 258 BC, the 49th year of King Zhaoxiang of Qin, King Zhaoxiang of Qin decided to attack Zhao again. Due to Bai Qi's illness, he appointed Wang Ling, the Five Noble Chief, as the general to attack Handan. In the following January, Wang Ling's attacks were repeatedly frustrated. At this time, Bai Qi recovered from his illness. King Zhaoxiang of Qin decided to appoint Bai Qi, but Bai Qi refused on the grounds that Handan was easy to defend but difficult to attack and the Qin state was short of strength and the soldiers were exhausted. King Zhaoxiang of Qin sent Fan Zhu to persuade him again, but Bai Qi still claimed to be ill and refused to obey the order. Forced to commit suicide at Du Post Station, King Zhaoxiang of Qin invited Bai Qi for the third time and asked him to command the army despite his illness. Bai Qi still refused. He said that he was unwilling to be a general who had brought disgrace to the army. King Zhaoxiang of Qin was furious and then stripped Bai Qi of his title and exiled him from Xianyang city to Yinmi for residence. When Bai Qi reached Du Post Station, northeast of Xianyang, Shaanxi province today, Fan Zhu told King Zhaoxiang of Qin that Bai Qi was very dissatisfied with leaving Xianyang. So King Zhaoxiang of Qin sent someone to send a sword to Bai Qi and forced him to commit suicide. Bai Qi had no choice but to sigh and then draw his sword and commit suicide. It was in November 257 BC. His evaluation is multifaceted. Outstanding military talent. Excellent tactical application. Bai Qi is good at formulating corresponding tactics according to different battlefield situations and enemy characteristics. For example, in the Battle of Yi, in view of the weakness that the troops of Han and Wei were waiting and watching and unwilling to attack first, he first set up a feigned army to confront the Han army, restrained the main force of the Allied forces, the Han army, with a small amount of troops, and then concentrated his elite troops to attack the weaker Wei army. Finally, he achieved a great victory. This tactic of concentrating forces and defeating the enemy one by one has become a classic battle example in military history. Powerful strategic vision. He not only pays attention to the immediate battle, but also focuses on the long-term strategic layout. For example, in the war against Chu, he led the Qin army deep into the hinterland of Chu, captured the capital of Chu, Ying City, and forced Chu to move its capital. This measure not only greatly weakened the state of Chu, but also laid a solid foundation for the Qin state to further expand its territory and enhance its strength. In the Battle of Changping, he accurately grasped the opportunity, lured the enemy deep, and implemented a split and encirclement strategy, successfully annihilating 400,000 main forces of Zhao, removing a huge obstacle for the unification of the six states by Qin. Efficient combat command. Bai Qi fought countless battles in his life and never lost a battle in more than 70 battles. He was promoted from the lowest-ranking military officer to the Marquis of Wuhan. His military achievements made the six states tremble in fear. His combat command art represents a relatively high level of war development during the Warring States period and has had a profound impact on later military thought and war practice. Great contribution to the Qin state, weakening the strength of enemy states. Bai Qi's military actions annihilated a large number of effective forces of other vassal states, greatly weakening the strength of various states and making the advantage of the Qin state among the 7 vassal states increasingly obvious. Especially in the Battle of Changping, the elite troops of Zhao were almost completely annihilated. From then on, Zhao was unable to pose a significant threat to Qin. Controversial. Excessive killing. Bai Qi is known as the Butcher. This is his most controversial point. In the war, he adopted the strategy of annihilation and killed a large number of prisoners of war and ordinary people. For example, after the Battle of Changping, he buried 400,000 Zhao prisoners of war alive. This cruel behavior has aroused widespread criticism and controversy. On the one hand, it reflects his cold and ruthless side and the cruelty of wars during the Warring States period. On the other hand, some people think that this is out of strategic considerations. To prevent the Zhao prisoners of war from rebelling again, it also has a deterrent effect on other vassal states. Insufficient political wisdom. Bai Qi's performance in politics is relatively weak. He had conflicts with Fan Zhu, the prime minister of Qin, and had differences with King Zhaoxiang of Qin on whether to attack Zhao again. And he refused to execute the king's order, which eventually led to his being forced to commit suicide. This shows that he lacks certain political wisdom and strategies in handling relationships with superiors and colleagues. In general, Bai Qi is an outstanding military strategist in ancient Chinese history. His military talent and contributions to the Qin state cannot be ignored. However, his killing behavior and political deficiencies also leave some controversies and regrets in his life. Bai Qi's character traits have had complex impacts on his military career. Positive impacts. Firm determination in combat and strong execution ability. Bai Qi has a resolute character. Once he determines a strategic goal, he will firmly implement it. This firm determination enables him to remain calm and actively seek strategies to defeat the enemy even in difficult and arduous battle situations. For example, in the Battle of Changping, although the Qin army and the Zhao army were in a stalemate for a long time, Bai Qi never gave up looking for an opportunity. Finally, he successfully implemented the tactics of luring the enemy deep and splitting and encircling, achieving a decisive victory. This firm determination and strong execution ability allow him to take the initiative on the complex and changing battlefield and bring victory to the Qin army. His execution ability is also reflected in the implementation of war strategies. Whether in large-scale core battles or small-scale battles, he can ensure that his strategic intentions are accurately implemented, giving full play to the combat effectiveness of the Qin army. Keen battlefield insight and decisive decision-making ability. Bai Qi is calm and rational, good at observing the battlefield situation, and can quickly and accurately grasp the weaknesses and flaws of the enemy. In the Battle of Yi, He keenly sensed the weakness that the troops of Han and Wei were waiting and watching and unwilling to attack first. He decisively adopted the tactic of avoiding the strong and attacking the weak, concentrating his elite forces to attack the weaker Wei army first, and then dealing with the Han army. Eventually, he won a great victory with a small number of troops. This keen battlefield insight and decisive decision-making ability enable him to quickly make correct judgments on the rapidly changing battlefield and win precious opportunities for the Qin army. He is not indecisive. Once he finds an opportunity, he will launch an attack without hesitation and not give the enemy any chance to breathe. This decisive decision-making style makes him always maintain a strong offensive and deterrence on the battlefield. Negative impacts. Public opinion pressure and political risks brought by cold-blooded killing. Bai Qi's combat methods are cruel. He likes to adopt the strategy of annihilation and kill a large number of prisoners of war and ordinary people. This makes him known as the Butcher. Although this cruel behavior can deter the enemy to a certain extent, it also brings him huge public opinion pressure. At that time, all countries were deeply frightened and angry at Bai Qi's cruel means. This made his image extremely bad in the eyes of people of all countries and also brought certain difficulties to Qin's diplomacy. From a political perspective, Bai Qi's killing behavior also aroused dissatisfaction among some nobles and officials in the Qin court. They believed that Bai Qi's behavior was too cruel and not conducive to the rule and stability of Qin. Therefore, they politically suppressed Bai Qi to a certain extent. For example, after the Battle of Changping, Bai Qi buried 400,000 Zhao prisoners of war alive. This act aroused widespread controversy within the Qin state and also caused a conflict between him and King Zhaoxiang of Qin, laying a foreshadowing for his tragic ending later. Contradictions between monarchs and ministers and political dilemmas caused by stubbornness. Bai Qi is straightforward and stubborn and is not good at handling relationships with superiors and colleagues. In military decisions, once he believes that his view is correct, he will stick to it and not easily compromise. This stubborn character makes him have conflicts with King Zhaoxiang of Qin and Fan Zhu. For example, after the Battle of Changping, Bai Qi advocated pursuing and destroying Zhao in one fell swoop. But King Zhaoxiang of Qin, out of political considerations, rejected his suggestion. Bai Qi was dissatisfied with this and repeatedly disobeyed King Zhaoxiang's orders, eventually leading to a breakdown in the relationship between monarch and minister. His stubbornness also made him have many enemies in the court. Fan Zhu and other ministers excluded and framed him, making him fall into a political dilemma. After the Qin army's attack on Handan was unsuccessful, Bai Qi was even more suspected and persecuted by the king and finally was forced to commit suicide.